When my cousin, General David Carter, was deployed overseas, our ruthless HOA president, Laura Bennett, saw her chance to bulldoze his historic family home for her pet project. She never imagined he'd return early with a U.S. Senator in his corner. What started as a petty property violation spiraled into a federal investigation, landed half the HOA board in court, and turned our sleepy suburb into a national scandal about veterans' rights. It was a crisp morning when I caught Laura snapping photos of David's colonial house. She stood in her sleek yoga gear, her manicured nails clicking on her phone, documenting what she called violations. I'd watched her circle the house like a hawk from my kitchen window for 20 minutes. "Laura, what are you doing?" I asked, coffee in hand. Her smile was sharper than a blade. "Just noting maintenance issues, Emily. The paint's off by 2 shades, and those hedges," she waved at the bushes David's daughter and I trimmed weakly, "are a full inch too tall." I bit back my anger. "David's a general, serving our country. This house has been in our family for 4 generations. The paint was approved years ago." Laura's eyes glinted. "Rules change, dear. Deployment's no excuse for lowering property values. Did you know a new community center could boost home prices by 30%? That was the first I heard of any community center. My stomach churned as I recalled how Laura's husband's construction firm always won HOA contracts. Later, I dug through HOA minutes and found it, a plan for a state-of-the-art community center, right where David's house stood. The next week brought a flood of certified letters citing absurd violations. The brass knocker from World War I was non-compliant. The roses David's daughter planted were invasive. I emailed David, but his mission's calm's blackout meant no reply. Security cameras caught Laura's husband, Mark, measuring David's property line at midnight. Then I overheard Laura pitching to investors. "This outdated structure will be the first to go," she said, pointing at David's home. I warned David's daughter, Sophie, at college. "They're planning something big," I said. "Your dad's deployment makes his house a target." Sophie's voice trembled. "They can't take it, right?" "All our memories are there, Mom's garden, my photos." I wanted to reassure her, but Laura had dodged 3 lawsuits before. A final letter arrived, an emergency HOA meeting to vote on the community center, set 13 days before David's return, 1 day short of the 2-week notice required for deployed service members under federal law. Laura had planned it perfectly. That night, locking David's door, I saw his photo from his first command. He'd taught me strategy wins battles. Laura's porch light flicked on. She watched me with a venomous smile. "Take pictures, Emily," she taunted. "For the memories." I was already plotting my counterattack. At 6:30 a.m., bulldozers roared down our street. I sprinted outside in pajamas, clutching David's deployment papers. Laura was there smirking, directing the crew via her tablet. 2 police cars idled nearby. She'd covered her bases. "Stop!" I shouted, waving the power of attorney. "This is a service member's home." Laura laughed. "The board voted last night, unanimous. Severe structural issues. It's legal." My heart sank. "What inspector?" "I've been here daily." The crew chief looked uneasy as I showed David's paid tax receipts. Laura waved a folder. "No taxes for 6 months. Notices got lost, I guess." I pulled up my banking app, 6 cleared checks to the HOA. "You cashed these?" Laura shrugged. "Those covered other violations, grass, paint, mailbox height." The bulldozers revved louder. I called David's lawyer, voicemail. The police called it a civil matter. Neighbors watched. Mrs. Larson, David's elderly neighbor, filmed everything. "David's grandparents built this after Korea," she said loudly. Laura glared. The bulldozer's claw rose, and tears stung my eyes. My phone rang, David's face on the screen. "Hey, Emily," he said cheerfully. "Caught an early flight. Just landed. Thought I'd surprise everyone." My voice broke. David, get here now. Laura's demolishing your house. A sickening crunch cut me off. The bulldozer tore into the porch where Sophie learned to read. Laura was on her phone. Yes, Mark, they're starting. Get the crew ready for the community center next week. Permits? I've got it handled. I prayed David would make it. David stepped from my car, his general's stars gleaming. The bulldozer operator froze, the claw mid-bite into the stained glass window our grandmother chose in 1960. Laura was mid-speech about progress when she saw David. Her confidence wilted. David picked up Sophie's broken ballet trophy from the rubble, tucking it into his uniform. His calm fury was terrifying. Ma'am, he said to Laura, you're on my property. He produced a 1947 land deed. When did the HOA gain the right to demolish it? Laura waved her papers. The board's decision was legal. David silenced her with a raised hand, dialing a number. Senator Harris? It's David. Remember our talk about local overreach? You won't believe this. He eyed Laura. Yes, my grandfather's property, protected by the Service Members Civil Relief Act. Senator, your committee will want to see this. Bring the press. Laura clutched her purse. The crew fled, muttering excuses. Mark, Laura's husband, stared at his shoes. Neighbors stepped forward. Sarah, a timid resident, shared videos of Laura's dawn demolition, ignoring my papers. Others offered emails and minutes exposing Laura's threats. David thanked them, his strategy forming. Sirens wailed, news vans arrived. A headline flashed. General's home destroyed while deployed, HOA faces federal probe. Laura's Mercedes sped off, her purse abandoned. David revealed more. Let's discuss the pattern of contracts to board members' firms over 5 years. Senator Harris arrived, furious at the rubble. Get the state attorney general, he ordered. Laura, in a bathrobe, protested. This is private. Nobody listened. I handed David's folder, every check, every receipt. A detective's pen flew. An intern ran up with records. Mark's firm won the community center bid 3 months early, before any vote. Reporters uncovered Laura's violations against other deployed veterans. Laura snapped, waving her rulebook. Page 394 grants emergency powers. David's voice was ice. Laura, my great-grandfather laid these bricks after World War II. What was the emergency? Silence. Our mailman, Tom, showed a video, Laura and Mark planning the gym pre-vote. The Attorney General arrived as Mark tried to flee. His briefcase held blueprints dated months before the demolition notice. Sophie arrived, staring at her ruined bedroom. Dad, where are my letters from your deployments? She whispered. Laura paled. FBI agents stormed the emergency HOA meeting. Laura tried to bolt, but exits were blocked. Emails from her laptop showed she hid David's payments while Mark's firm eyed condos. We followed the rules, Laura screamed. An agent played her call. Tear it down before he's back. Mrs. Larson sobbed. You said he abandoned it. David stood silent, holding Sophie's trophy. The FBI found fake notices, hidden checks, and backdated meetings. Headlines blared. HOA president faces fraud charges. Mark's arrest revealed the condo scheme, targeting deployed veterans. 7 board members faced charges for fraud and violating federal law. Laura's house went up for sale. She couldn't afford her lawyers. The community rebuilt David's home, veterans and businesses donating. The colonial was restored, protected by the Historical Society. The community center land became a veterans park. David and I founded the Homeowners Defense Alliance, helping military families fight predatory HOAs. Senator Harris drafted the Bennett Act, tying Laura's name to reform. Laura's daughter, Mia, brought us Sophie's baby photos she'd saved. Mom never told me, she whispered. We celebrated our first victory. An Army nurse in Texas kept her flagpole. The park now hosts affordable veteran housing. Mia volunteers there, seeking redemption. I'm on David's new porch, watching Sophie dance. A piece of the old door hangs beside his medals, a reminder that home is worth fighting for. The FBI probes similar schemes, but Mia's apology at a veterans food bank feels like true justice. Our story went viral, inspiring others. David's dining room is a command center, with maps tracking HOA abuses. We've just learned of a Navy SEAL in Florida whose HOA banned his service dog. Laura taught us how to fight bullies. What do you think? Was Laura's greed pure malice, or did she justify it as community progress? Should Mia bear her parents' shame, or is her redemption enough? Share your thoughts below. Let's debate justice, veterans' rights, and HOA power. Hit subscribe for more stories of standing up to bullies, and tell us, have you faced an HOA nightmare?